Hey everybody, what's going on? I wanted to make a quick video and show you guys this sweet little setup I found in an ARK ETF. Yes, an ARK ETF. This one's ARKK, the technology ETF. But first, everything we do here is for educational purposes only. This is not investment advice, and you trade at your own risk. All right, so I think we could see a short squeeze out of this. Let's take a look at the chart. Let me get my face out of the way. There we go. That's better. You can see that ARK has been in a long-term downtrend, but that trend is flattened out now. And we've really been putting in a basing pattern since about May of last year is when this basing pattern started. So this has gone on for quite a while, and you can see the 200-day moving average here in orange, and then the 100-day moving average below it. They have flattened out, and they're now, his price is squeezing in between them. It's a pretty little setup here. Now here's the downtrend line. You can see that was broken a couple of months ago, and we are now in an uptrend. So let me throw that line on there. I'm going to throw some support resistance lines on here so you can see all of those levels that we're working with. Some of these, there's some important levels here, and there's even a gap fill here just overhead, and that's been acting as resistance. You can see clearly there's sellers in here in the $40, $50 to $41 area. It's finding sellers every time it gets there. Now it's gotten there again. The thing I like about this time, though, is technology as a sector has been working really well, and AI. Artificial intelligence stocks are really hot right now. And if you watch the weekend update video, you'll see there's a couple of setups on those as well. And I think this plays into that as well. So, there's there's really high short interest in this. So it has a float, or there's 93 million shares outstanding, and 49 million of those are short. So that's just about 25%. Just over 25% of the shares are short. So I think that if this starts to go, it could really throw a scare into a lot of those shorts. And when they start covering, they're going to be driving price up, and that will make price move really fast. And then I think more shorts will cover. And that's how a short squeeze starts. It starts with high short interest, and it starts with, a little bit of fear. Fear that they're going to get whacked, and everybody running for the exit, all the shorts running for the exit at the same time. So we could get a fairly strong move out of this if we can get a little breakout and get into this gap zone. And as you can see, it looks like we're set up for that breakout now. We just need a little help from the market, a little help from the technology sector, and I think we're off to the races here. So, my market outlook is I think that we do go higher for at least the first couple of days of next week. We've had a really good strong rally last week. We finished on the highs. I see no reason why we don't go higher on Monday morning. So it's really simple. You buy the breakout, or I'll be buying the breakout on Monday morning, and it should start to run if it breaks out here. And it should continue to run. Now, the first spot we want to look for resistance is up and around this 46 level here. And if we get through that, and that should be fairly minor resistance, especially if we're getting a squeeze on. And then the next level would be this 52. And I think it's going to be a little bit tougher to get through this 52 level. If that's all we get out of it, that's still close to 30% move there. So this, and that would happen fairly quickly, in my opinion. So we can get a nice little play out of this thing. Now, where do you want to put a stop? I think the stop goes the initial stop goes below the low of the day if you want to play this for a longer term swing trade. If you're scalping, we can look at the intraday chart for some levels there. Before we go to the intraday chart, I actually wanted to point out one more thing with the relative strength. If you look down at the very bottom pane of the chart, you can see that while the S&P 500 has been rallying, this bottom chart is showing us ARKK versus SPY, the market. Now, you can see that relationship has been fairly flat. But if we zoom in a little here on just the last few days, or the last week that the market has been rallying, you can see that ARKK has started to outperform. the market. And that's important here, and that's why I think this has a really good chance of breaking out this time, rather than just putting in another big red candle like it's done the last couple times it's been up at this level. I think that this time is different, but of course we're going to be careful. Just in case it's not different this time. So I was talking about stops there. Your initial stop is it should be really no lower than the low from Friday, and I think you can go higher than that even. If you take a look at an intraday chart here, you can see that there is a clear support level in around $40. It's swung down there 1, 2, 3, 4 times and bounced off of that level. So let's get that in there. It's about $40 and change. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, $40 and change. So a stop just below there is aggressive, without a doubt. It's really close, and you risk getting hit. And if you did get hit and you went back up and went through the highs of the day again, I would suggest that you probably get back in there. Now, there are other areas on this chart, this intraday chart, that you could look for a stop. Maybe below this consolidation is a place you can consider stopping out. And then below this one right here. Although, this one is starting to get a little farther away than I'd like. I think if you get down to here, it just keeps rolling over. It's probably got a fair bit of momentum by the time it gets down here. So there are some ideas for a stop. Like I said, the entry's pretty simple right here. Have fun with it. Don't go too big. It is a risky ETF. There is a lot of overhead. A lot of people are probably feeling trapped in here. So when it does start going up, it will find some sellers along the way. But this could be a fun little play. Good luck. Thanks.